Hello, my name's Helen. I'm going to take you through a quick booty workout. So targeting the muscle on the side and the back of the bum. And please, could you have with you a resistance loop? I would recommend getting a nice chunky heavy one. This is a heavy band. Go heavy, extra heavy, or maybe medium if you're newer. Anytime you get stuck, have a break. This is a really short workout though, so it's also including the warm up and the cool down. So it's just going to be short, sharp, get to the point, hopefully still super burny, and just take breaks wherever or if ever you need them. This is one of those things that I sometimes like to compete with myself. If I've needed a break, I like to repeat it again and be like, no, next time, have a break later. So let's start with the warm up first. You don't need the band just yet. Just going to do a little squat and then a side leg lift. To the side and slightly back. So you're going to squeeze the back of your bum to send the leg slightly backwards and then take it out to the side. So show it from the side, you squeeze back and to out to the side. So it's not that it's going like right back, but it's also not coming forwards. It's Goldilocks again. So it's just engaging the back of the bum and squeezing the side of the bum. And the squats don't need to be crazy deep. Again, it's just warming the muscles up. Perfect. So you're going to balance on your right leg, bend your left knee, tip, and lift the knee and just pulse the leg, pulse the leg, pulse the leg. I don't know why I'm doing my hands. I've kind of got fists together. You can have your hands together, arms out wide to the side. Preferably don't hold on, even if you're losing your balance. Lose your balance, wobble. It's just your bum here, your ankles, everything is going to be helping stabilize. Squeeze the bum to lift the leg. Nice, just switch legs. So balance on the left leg, hinge to push your bum back, lift the leg, and it's a little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. Yeah, your supporting leg, by pushing them back with this tip position, is going to start working that bum. And then you're squeezing the butt cheek to pulse the leg up and down, up and down. So both bums are working. Little pulse, little lift, and little lift. Oh yeah. Make it squeezy, with a decent like inch or so movement. Perfect. Coming to an alternating curtsy squat, just take one leg behind the other and push your bum back. Step in and switch your legs. So like you're doing a curtsy, and really push your bum back like you're trying to stretch your leggings, your shorts, to almost see like, is it see-through? Push back. And at the same time, drop down. And then you should start to feel it in the back of the bum and the side of the bum again. Bum. That's it. Let's come down to the floor, and you do need a band. So the rest of the workout is going to be down on the ground. Need your band. Oh, you see my table there. How annoying. Need the band and just above the knees, please. I live in a London flat. Haven't got loads of space, just make do with what we got. Just above the knees, not directly on the knee joint, but just above. The closer to the knees, the harder, the higher up, the easier. So if you want to make it easier at any point, go a little bit higher up. We're going to come into all fours, please. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. At any point, if you find your wrist uncomfortable, you can do this on your forearms. It's going to take your knee out to the side and then lower back down, out to the side and lower back down. So a bit like when we were balancing on one leg, like I said, that one is working and so is the moving leg. Same case here. So you might feel this in the side of your moving leg and the side of your, oh my goodness me, words, the side of your supporting leg. I didn't actually tell you right or left. So just be mindful which one you're moving, because we will obviously do the other one after. Hold the next one up, hold it. Now what's going to happen is the band and gravity is trying to take your knee lower and lower, 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 lower. So you're trying to resist both. Hold it up and out to the side. Every time you exhale, try and maybe lift a little bit higher. Do you see what I mean? I'm hoping you see what I mean, that already I'm hoping you've got a decent burn going on in your bum. That's what I mean. It's short, but it's spicy. Little pulse, little lift, a little lower, little lift, little lower, lift and lower. So before we were opening all the way and closing back together, this time we've held up just a tiny inch up, tiny inch down. Notice that the pace I was doing quite slow. So we're staying at the end of the range, but I'm not just going bounce, bounce, bounce. It's also not so small that I can't see it happening. So inch up, inch lower, inch up, inch lower. Oh God, it burns so much. on your belly. Keep your band on. This next one's called skydivers. We're going to be here for 1 minute. So you're going to bend and take your knees apart, about as wide as your hips. Bend your knees, flex your feet, and then bring your feet together. So knees are wide, feet are up and together. And then squeeze your bum and lift your thighs away from the floor and lower them back down. Squeeze your butt, lift your thighs away from the floor and lower back down. We can also do this with the skydive element is when you also lift your back up, and that's where you see it's like that skydive banana shape. But up to you if you want to include that or just really isolate the bum by keeping the upper body down. You can just rest your head in your hands. So you're squeezing your bum muscles to try and get the thigh, the knee, then as much of the thigh to lift off the floor as possible. And at the same time, just keeping the knees nice and wide. You might still feel some tension on the band. Have you noticed again my pace? I'm lifting quite slow, squeezing in and pausing a little bit at the top. So not just lift lower, lift lower, lift lower, really feeling the squeeze, feeling the tension build in. We only do this once. Oh, perfect, well done. Push yourself back up to all fours. We do the other side. So fire hydrants. In my case, it's going to be my left leg now moving, open and closed. Now, what tends to happen is we tend to take a lot of the weight over in the leg. Try and keep some of the weight into your supporting hand as well to keep your hips as level as possible. So using the abs actually to help brace and stabilize your hips, your bum to stabilize here and to squeeze here. You know what's coming, right? It's the moving, closing, then the hold and pulses. Hold it up, hold it up. I generally find holds to be some of the toughest things we do in fitness because you just think, oh God, and you start counting the timer, don't you? Well, I do. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And instead I was like, a nice little tip, just hold and count your breaths instead. Sorry, don't hold your breath. Count your breaths instead during holds. So breathe in, breathe out, and suddenly time goes a bit faster when you count in breaths. And the little pulse, little lift up, down, up, and down, and up, and down. Do you see what I mean? Where I say short sweet. So you may need to be like, oh my God, I need a full-blown break, and then get back in. Try and note when you need those breaks, so that hopefully next time you go to do this, you can go a little bit further. As soon as you can complete the whole thing with nice control, no breaks, try going a little bit heavier with your band. Wow, perfect. Right, lying on your back, please. Press your knees out into the band. Tilt your tailbone under, so you already feel your bum having to work a little bit. And you're just going to lift the hips up and down. Tilt the tailbone under, lift up and down. And the whole time, think about pressing the knees so wide, it's like you're trying to snap the band in two. So the pressing out of the knees is going to work the side of your bum, and then lifting the hips off the floor is going to work the underneath of the bum. We'll be holding off the floor for a while. If at any point it gets too much, just keep your hips down, but just work the knees instead. And you don't have to come up too high if that means you feel it in your lower back. Hold it up. So hold it up, pressing down into your feet to keep the hips lifted, pressing your knees out into the band to keep the side glutes engaged. And just holding, and again, maybe trying counting your breaths. Because a 30-second hold can be, roughly like 5 or so full cycles of breath in and out. 5 sounds so much nicer, doesn't it? And then when you do like a minute of something, 10 sounds nicer than, say, 30 seconds. Sorry. Hold your right knee still and just pulse the left knee out, in, and in. So pin the right knee in place. Same thing again, the stabilizing one, the right leg, might be finding this harder than the left, either with the left foot or vice versa. Again, if you need to bring your hips a little bit lower, please do. If you need to keep the knees down and just work your side glutes, please do. You can work both by just pressing down, but your knees are still, having your hips still down is an option. Switch sides, stabilize your left, move the right. So as you pull on the band, the left knee is going to try and get pulled in, and you're resisting it without trying to move it out. Oh, we're already already so nearly totally done. I'm really hoping you felt past tense. You're feeling a nice burn in the bum. You're feeling your bum engaging. Both knees now, please. Out, a little bit in. Can you try and keep your knees wider than the hips the whole time? Now, don't go really, really fast. Out together, out together, out together. Keep it squeezy. And you're trying to keep your hips level. It doesn't matter how high they are, but trying to keep them level. Down and out and out. You're doing amazing. This is the final stretch, the final countdown. Press your knees as wide as you can. Now pulse your hips up, and down. Now, if you're needing to keep your hips down on the floor, continue with the knees going out and in instead. But if you can, as wide as you can, please, with your knees. As squeezy as you can as you slightly dip the hips and drive them back up. Oh my God, my ass is on absolute fire. Got another 8 seconds to go. And then that's it. Which 2 mini stretches done. Yeah. And relax. You can get rid of your bands. And then just hug your knees in. Pull them in as much as you can. Feel a little bit of a stretch. Press underneath of both bums here. Both bums. I like when I pluralize our bums. Oh, God. And then just drop your left foot to the floor, push your right ankle over and open the knee. This might be plenty of a stretch. Or reach up and grab hold of the back of the left leg and start to pull it towards you. Try and make it so you can relax your head and shoulders back down. Always good to warm up a muscle, work muscle, and stretch a muscle. So that's what we've done in this workout, even though it's only a short, less than 12 minutes. We've done all of that. Switch your legs. All 3 components of that equally important. Warming up, working out, stretching. We don't want to become imbalanced by never stretching and only strengthening. If you just go straight into a workout, sometimes you can find you can't even get your full range, your full depth. Muscles aren't warm mentally, you haven't prepared to be in it. Good to do all 3. Oh, right, well done. Maybe hug your knees in again. When you're ready, rock yourself up and give yourself a big pat on the back for my shoulders, a big round of applause. Well done. We'd love to know how you find it. Short, but burny and brilliant. If you've got any questions, or maybe if you wanted to just jot down in the comments where you got to where you needed a break, if you needed a break, or if you need to go up in a band, anything like that. I love hearing from you guys. But have fun with the rest of whatever you're about to do. Thank you so much for training with me, and hopefully see you for another one.